Hi everyone, my name's Lucy and I'm a paleontologist here at the Alf Museum. Last week we made the big announcement that our very own baby Parasaurolophus, Joe, will be making his international debut in Japan at the Dinosaur Expo. So to celebrate, we've declared this week Dinosaur Joe Week. To start things off, we'll meet with our very own curator, Dr. Farke, to ask him some questions about Joe's journey. So I hope you're ready for this, because you're about to get science. Good morning, Dr. Farke. Thank you for being here with us today. We're just going to ask you a few questions about the dinosaur baby Joe. So why is Joe going to Japan?
Well, last year we were approached by one of the museums over there about loaning this fossil for about a year-long exhibition so that people in Japan and other visitors to their museums are going to be able to see this fossil, learn about our museum, and learn about some of the paleontology of Utah.
How long will Joe be gone?
So the fossil will be over there until January of 2017, so just under a year.
Awesome. So what makes Joe so special?
This is a really cool fossil because it is the smallest, youngest, and most complete individual known for a type of plant-eating dinosaur called Parasaurolophus. Now, as adults, Parasaurolophus had these big tube crests sticking off the back of their head, but what our fossil shows is that when they were much younger, about the size of Joe, under 6 feet long, they lacked that crest. And so this fossil tells us all sorts of information about how these animals grew up, how they changed, and how they used their bodies.
So is it very common to send specimens like this, really important specimens, to other museums?
This is something that happens all the time. So oftentimes if a museum wants to maybe fill in a temporary gap in their collection or tell a different kind of story, they might borrow a fossil from another museum. Now in the case of this specimen, it's been a cooperative effort through our own museum at the Alf, through the U.S. Bureau of Land Management, who permitted the original collection of the specimen, as well as the museums and other organizations in Japan. So everyone working together to make this happen.
It sounds like a really big effort. What do you expect or hope that people of Japan to get out of this exhibit?
So, well, for one, I want them to learn a little bit, and anyone who sees the exhibit to learn a little bit about this exciting fossil and what it tells us about how dinosaurs lived. I'm also hoping that it'll showcase a little bit some of the exciting fossil discoveries that are happening in Grand Staircase-Escalante National Monument and other parts of Utah. It really is a pretty special area, and there's so many cool fossils coming out of it. So I'm really excited that one of those cool fossils is going to be receiving a much more global audience.
As you can tell, Joe going to Japan is kind of a big deal. It's the first time any specimen from the Alf Museum has gone abroad, and we couldn't be more excited that it's our very own baby Parasaurolophus. For those of you who are wondering, Joe will be leaving for Japan at the beginning of March, which means that you'll be able to see him here on display until February 29th. That gives you just 1 week to come in and say goodbye to Joe before he heads off on this incredible journey. Which reminds me that I have just a little bit more work to do to get him ready for departure, so I'm going to be heading back to the collection soon. But before I go, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you're interested in following Joe's tour of Japan, check us out online using the links below. I'm Lucy, and I'll see you next time.